Do you know the story of top dog and bottom dog?
Croatia?
You said Italy.
We'll go wild on this one, Germany.
Your favorite? Andorra?
Dublin.
Ginger Rogers.
It wouldn't be my guess.
1 save point.
Now we feast.
The Inquisition. Hello, and welcome to The Inquisition, a quiz podcast for general knowledge and trivia lovers everywhere. I'm your host, Luke Ryan. Each episode, our players battle it out over a number of rounds to see who will be the masters of the Inquisition. And this episode, the teams have chosen historical figures as their team names. So Kuba and Tejas will be playing together. Which historical figure have you chosen?
We chose King Tutankhamen.
King Tutankhamen. And what will you be shouting in the last round?
Toot.
Toot. And hopefully shouting, not farting. And team 2, Simon and Joel. Welcome, guys. What team name have you guys chosen?
We've gone with Michael Collins, who's obviously an Irish revolutionary leader, but also an astronaut.
Okay.
on the first.
Yeah, he was versatile, wasn't he?
He was
So
very busy guy.
What will you be shouting in the final round?
Mike.
You'll be shouting Mike. I'm sure he was enjoyed being known as Mike anyway.
Indeed.
If you could meet any historical figure, as in like they must be dead, if you could meet any historical figure, go for a beer, have dinner with them, who would you choose? Any particular standout ones?
I know this is very cliche, but I'd love to meet Picasso because I'd like to see what he's like in real life, because there's a very, you can see him as a genius or a misogynist or both, and I'd like to see what he's like in person, and also the energy he would have given off. I would like to talk to him.
Okay, Picasso, anyone else?
As a Czech patriot, I have to go for Yara Zimmerman.
Yara Zimmerman.
I think he would have some answers as to what to do with our nation at these challenging times.
For anyone not aware, Yara Zimmerman is a very famous fictional Czech character.
Fictional.
But he actually won an award for the greatest Czech of all time, and then they had to kind of redo the award and say, please only vote for people who are actually real.
He's very much real in our hearts.
Well, that's the most important thing.
Is it like Schweik in a way?
Do you still believe in Santa as Kuba?
I always believed in Yara Zimmerman, and I always will. I think he encapsulates everything good and bad about the Czech nation, and yeah.
Okay.
Well, much like Kuba, I would like to go with the very, very famous Bodie McBoatface.
Bodie McBoatface?
Yeah, there's a boat named after him.
Yeah. Okay,
nice.
so you'd like to have a beer with a boat?
No, if and it's kind of cliche also, I'd like to meet Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. Okay, Tejas, any?
I had Lincoln as well, which is weird given that I don't have any direct association with him because I'm not an American. But I just like from what I've read about him and I've seen movies, he seems like a very politically astute, but generally very generous and kind human being. Of course, I mean with any sort of political figures, there's always controversy. But generally, I think I would meet it. But because it was already taken, another figure.
You can say Lincoln as well.
Yeah, but another figure, maybe not for a mixed bag here, but probably Churchill, because but as an Indian, it's probably not best to say him. But of course, I would like to I mean, in terms of what he did for India, not great, but understating that. But in other terms, like a guy he won a Nobel Prize in Literature, and he was a very astute politician. He fought in wars, and he was generally a very voracious reader. So generally a very interesting person, but of course, again, very, very controversial.
Yeah.
For Irish people too.
Yeah.
And Joel,
interesting talk.
Yeah.
And Joel, if you did meet Lincoln, would you tell him not to go to the theatre?
Go to the cinema instead.
Okay, so let's get started with round 1, which is back and forth. Each team gets 6 individual but related questions on a variety of different subjects. 2 points for a correct answer, minus 2 points for a wrong answer, but you can pass, not answer, not lose anything, and the other team can answer for 1 risk-free point. This episode is going to be called Flamingos. So you're both getting your first question at the same time. You can still pass if you want. They're both true-false questions. So, King Tut, team 1, true or false? The collective noun for flamingos is a flamboyance. And team 2, Michael Collins, the collective noun for flamingos is a splendor. True or false? So, flamboyance for team 1, splendor for team 2. True or false, or you can pass as well. So, team 1, are you going to go for it, or are you going to
Go for it.
What are you going to say?
It's flamboyance is true.
You're saying true, and team 2, are you going to go for it?
We're saying splendor is false.
You're saying splendor is false. You are both correct. That is 2 points each. It is flamboyance of flamingos. Okay, King Toot, question 2 to you. The original Planet of the Apes film was released in which decade? The original Planet of the Apes film was released in which decade?
We're gonna pass. Yeah.
You're going to pass. Okay, Michael Collins, 1 risk-free point. Planet of the Apes, which decade?
We'd like to go for the 60s.
You are correct. It was in 1968. 1 point to
Okay, yeah, that was.
1 point to Michael Collins.
Just in the 60s.
And Michael Collins, your question 2. The film Airplane came out in which decade? The film Airplane came out in which decade? Tejas on the other team, quite assertively wrote an answer down there. Are you going to go for it or pass?
Yeah. We're going to say 70s.
You are incorrect.
Yeah.
Minus,
It's 80 on the bang.
it is 80 on the yeah.
Nice.
So minus a point. Minus 2 points there to Michael Collins. Question number 3, King Tutankhamen. What is the name of the world's longest freshwater lake? The world's longest freshwater lake.
Longest.
Yes, as in from one length to the other. And I'm not including the Caspian Sea.
Sorry?
I'm not. I don't know if it would be the Caspian Sea, but I'm not including the Caspian Sea anyway.
Maybe you should pass.
Yeah, we're passing.
We're passing.
So,
You're going to pass?
say-
Okay, Michael Collins. Longest freshwater lake, 1 risk-free
Go
point.
with I have absolutely nothing to help with.
we're thinking big. I'm going to say Lake Superior.
Lake Superior, incorrect, no minus points. Lake Tanganyika. Lake Tanganyika.
Where's that?
That was
Uh,
my
it's in Africa
second.
somewhere.
Tanzania.
Tanzania.
That was it,
Tanzania.
exactly. Why did you not go for it?
Yeah.
Be confident.
Were you thinking that?
No.
Okay.
I was thinking about Lake Malawi. Is there even a Lake Malawi?
There is, yeah.
It's long.
It's long, yeah.
Malawi's long.
Shaped
so-
like the country, basically.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay, Michael Collins, question 3 to you. What is the name of the world's deepest freshwater lake?
We're going to go with Baikal.
You are correct, it is Lake Baikal. That is 2 points.
We wrote the answer before we asked the question.
Do you anticipate I was going to ask
We
that as a question?
anticipated.
Yeah.
We anticipated.
Wow, I need to up my game on these. Okay, question 4, King Tutankhamen. The element symbols of which 2 elements spell the word pin? And they're not mixed up.
Yeah, so
They're not anagramized or whatever. The element symbols of which 2 elements spell the word pin. You need both for the points. You gonna go for it?
Yeah. Phosphorus
Yep.
and indium.
Phosphorus and indium are correct. So that is 2 points. Well
I think I'm going
done.
to be passing this one.
Same idea, Michael Collins. Which 2 elements symbols spell the word cone? As in like ice cream cone. Which 2 element symbols spell the word cone? Again, not mixed up.
I agree with that, yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
of
we'll go
course.
for it.
You're gonna go for it? Okay.
We're going to say cobalt and neon.
You are correct. It is cobalt.
Don't have
and-
The easier one. Yeah, we were thinking of
No,
something
it
so.
goes-
Very good. The next question is for each of you. Question 5, I'm going to give you an advertising slogan. You need to tell me for which company. So, Team King Tutankhamen. This slogan, the original. If your grandfather hadn't worn it, you wouldn't exist. The original. If your grandfather hadn't worn it, you wouldn't exist.
We will pass.
You're going to pass. Okay, Michael Collins, the original. If your grandfather hadn't worn it, you wouldn't exist. 1 risk 3 point.
Can we say Durex?
It's not Durex, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's actually like an aftershave or cologne, Old Spice.
You did say something
something
attractive.
If your
Yeah,
grandfather
yeah.
had worn it, you would.
It's because he wore it that he got laid and made your parents, and then your parents made you.
Yeah, but if you wore a condom, you wouldn't exist.
Well, exactly.
If your grandfather hadn't worn it,
Was
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said hadn't. Yeah.
that's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You need to listen more. No, I say that to the kids a lot. I'm like, there's a reason you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. They're like, they're like, wow. They think that's like top level like philosophy.
Old Spice.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was thinking
you
of
are right.
some kind
Your
of
logical brain was
fragrance,
working
but I
fine.
would not have had any idea what to guess. So it didn't make like
It's like wondered because it was somewhat popular in Ireland and the UK.
In the
way
80s,
back
the
when,
Christmas
yeah.
present, yeah.
Okay, question 5 to Michael Collins. Your advertising slogan: share moments, share life. share moments, share life.
I feel like I've heard this.
It's not Durex either.
Could it be that?
That would be my guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you gonna?
It could be that, but
It could be anything of 3 or 4.
I think your guess was better. But I still.
That would
You
make
still have faith in
sense.
me after the Durex? Okay.
Yeah, but I just
We're gonna. Okay, we've decided to pass.
You're gonna pass. Okay, King Tutankhamen. Share moments, share life. Which brand won with 3 points?
This is a complete guess. We're gonna try Kit Kat.
Kit Kat, not correct. What were you guys thinking?
Well, we were at first. I thought Kodak, and then he said Polaroid, and then I thought it sounded more modern, maybe Instagram, and so we had no idea.
It was Kodak.
Oh wow!
It was Kodak. Okay, that's a shame. Question 6, last question of the round for each of you. It'll be kind of the same format. I will need 2 answers to get this correct. This is going to be a bit tough. So, King Tutankhamen, your question. Which albums came out before and after Radiohead's OK Computer? So, the preceding and succeeding, one before, after OK Computer. I need the 2 album
names. I know
names.
nothing about Radiohead, so it's up to you.
You need both names. To
Yeah,
and do they have to be in the right order as well?
No, I won't be so strict on that.
Okay, this is definitely one of them.
You would.
I think.
Okay.
I know the
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
That was a song. I don't know.
Unless you're very sure about
Oh yeah, the weekend pass, right?
Yeah, because otherwise we lose 2 points.
I'm
yeah.
passing everything.
Pass, yeah.
Okay, you're going to pass.
Music,
Yeah, we're gonna pass again.
Okay, Michael Collins, 1 with 3 points. What did you think?
We, I don't know Radiohead that well, but we said the Bends and Creep.
Creep is a song, not an album.
Is it a song on
Yeah.
the album called Radiohead?
No, the album Pablo Honey, which is their first album, and then there was the Bends. You're correct. Then OK Computer, and after that Kid A. So the Bends and
So
Kid
that's
A.
right.
Which album was the Paranoid Android on?
That's on OK Computer. Yeah.
That's wrong.
And Team Michael Collins, your last question of the round. Same idea. I need the 2 albums before and after Michael Jackson's Thriller. Before and after Michael Jackson's Thriller. The one before, the one after for the points.
Yeah.
I thought this isn't this.
After.
Is that a song or an album? As well?
We're passing.
You're going to pass?
Yeah.
Okay, King Tutankhamen, 1 with 3 points. The 2 albums before and after Thriller. What did you guys say?
One of them we said bad.
That is correct. That's the one after.
And the shit. Then it can't be this.
Just
this
say
came
it.
there. Okay. We said Black or White.
Okay, that was a song actually from Dangerous, but the one before was Off the Wall.
Off the wall. Yeah.
Off the Wall.
Yeah.
Fuck. You heard of that?
Yeah, but I would have not. Yes.
So at the end of round number 1, King Tutankhamen picked up 4, Michael Collins picked up 5. So we move on to round number 2, which is same as. The teams get the same 5 questions. They write the answers down. 1 point if they're both correct. 2 points if only one team gets the answer correct. So question number 1. In what decade did the film Pretty Woman come out? In what decade did the film Pretty Woman come out? Okay, question 2. What is often called the highest navigable lake in the world? The highest navigable lake in the world, as in it can be navigated by seacraft.
Nice.
Okay, question 3. The symbols of which 2 elements, and again not mixed, spell the word war? The symbols of which 2 elements spell the word war? Question 4, and we'll see, have you guys been paying attention to some recent episodes of the Inquisition? Which clothing company has the slogan, "Quality never goes out of style"? What clothing company has the slogan, "Quality never goes out of style"? Okay, question 5. This is another before and after albums question, but I will do the points separately, so you could possibly pick up 4 from this. Which albums came out before and one after the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's came out? Which album came out 1 before Sgt. Pepper's, 1 after Sgt. Pepper's?
I don't know anything about these.
You don't need to have them in order. I just want you to 2 correct answers. You can get up to 4 points here. So let's get to the answers to round number 2. King Tutankhamen. What decade was did Pretty Woman come out? You guys said
90s.
90s, and Michael Collins.
We switched it to 90s as well.
You are both correct. It was bang on 1990.
Fuck. Yeah.
It's my birth year, actually.
Yeah, last minute I was like, you had me kind of shaky, but yeah.
You were a pretty woman, Kuba.
Yeah. Fuck, yeah.
Okay, Michael Collins, often called the highest navigable lake in the world. Which one is it? You said?
Well, we think it would be funnier if Team Toot says it.
Okay, King Toot Toot, you can say it first.
It's a fun word to say indeed. Titicaca.
And you guys?
Yes.
You're both saying Titicaca. Right, well, you're both correct. That is a point and a point. And minus 2 points for being childish. Okay, King Toot. King Tooty Tooty Toot. Which two elements spell war? You'll need both for the points, you guys said.
We said tungsten and argon.
And Michael Collins.
We said the same, yeah.
But we also thought, like, what is it really good for?
I know. You are correct. Tungsten and argon. Tungsten is W, argon AR. Michael Collins, which clothing company has the slogan "Quality never goes out of style"? You guys said.
We just said Levi's.
Levi's and King
We
Toot.
said Levi's as well.
You are both correct.
Wow.
Levi's, yeah.
Nice.
I'm wearing Levi's.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay. Yeah.
It's actually Tejas was I think that was the episode you were late for a couple of weeks ago when it was just Amanda against Debbie and Eric. Was all the clothing slogans. I think it was the Pelicans episode 2 episodes ago.
You've just been shamed again to just.
Yeah. And Michael Collins, which 2 albums did you say? And then we'll work out the points. So what 2 albums did you go for?
We know one of these is a Beatles album. So we said Revolver and Penny Lane.
Revolver and Penny Lane. And King Toot, you guys went for which 2 albums?
Revolver and the White Album.
So you both get a point for Revolver, that was the one before, and King Toot gets 2 points for the White Album, also known as just called the Beatles.
Yeah.
That was out afterwards. Well done, that was a good one to get.
Such a scammy point.
Is Penny Lane an album?
Penny Lane is a song.
Just a song.
Just a song.
Flipped
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, there you go. That too.
Yeah. To be fair, we did say that first, but okay. Yeah.
So at the end of that round number 2, King Toot picked up 7, they are now on 11. Michael Collins picked up 5, they are on 10. So very, very close. So we move on to round number 3, which is specifically not specific. In this round, the players get 11 questions. First to shout out their team name, so Toot or Mike gets to answer. There's 2 points for a correct answer, but minus a point for an answer that is not correct. So quick thinking will help, but make sure the answer fits, because there is not a specific one answer to any of these questions. They have multiple possible answers. For example, if I said name a fruit, apple and orange would be correct, get you 2 points. Potato would lose you a point. And once we get one correct answer, we go on to the next one. Only the next question, only the person who calls out the team name gets to answer. Everyone ready? Mm-hmm. So question number 1. Name a Beatles album released between 1963 and 65. Mike.
Shit. I will say Hard Day's Night.
It is Hard Day's Night is correct. Please Please Me with the Beatles, Hard Day's Night, Beatles for Sale, Help and Rubber Soul. Question number 2. Name a chemical element beginning with the letter I.
Toot.
Tejas.
Indium.
Indium, correct. Is 2 points. Also iron, iridium and iodine. Question number 3. Including the old European Cup and, as it's currently known, the Champions League, name a team which has won that competition that comes from the Netherlands. Toot.
Ajax.
That is 2 points to Toot. Well done, Kuba. Question number 4. Name a film in the... I need full name of the film in the Bourne series. Toot. Tejas.
Bourne Ultimatum.
The Bourne Ultimatum as well. 2 points to King Toot. Identity, Supremacy, Legacy and Jason Bourne also. Question number 5. Name a capital city on the Danube. Toot.
Belgrade.
It is Belgrade. Correct. Also Budapest, Bratislava, Vienna. 2 points to King Toot. Question number 6. Name a month in English with 8 letters.
Mike.
Toot.
September.
No, minus a point. Mike, you guys can have a go, but don't take too long or I'll let them have a go. February is correct. That is 2 points. Also November.
I didn't have that in my head.
That's alright.
Also November and December. Question number 7. Name an Olympic throwing event. Mike.
Discus.
Discus. Also shot put, hammer and javelin. 2 points to Mike. Question number 8. Name one of the Great Lakes. Toot. Tejas.
Lake Superior.
Lake Superior. Also Huron, Erie, Ontario and Michigan. Question number 9. Based on units produced between 2016 and 2020, name one of the top 5 motor vehicle manufacturers. Mike, Joel. Toyota, very good. That is 2 points. Also, VW, GM, Hyundai, and Ford. Question number 10. Name a star sign beginning with the letter A. Toot, Kuba.
A, yeah?
A.
Aries.
Aries, that is 2 points. And question number 11. Name a country that forms part of the Yellow Sea Basin. Mike, Joel.
China.
China, also North Korea and South Korea. And also Aquarius would have been another A one. So at the end of that, King Toot were on 11, they picked up 11, now they're on 22. Michael Collins were on 10, they picked up 10, they are on 20, so still very close. So we go into round number 4, which is Know Your Something. This time it's historical figures. There's a board of 12 questions about a particular topic, historical figures. Some questions are worth 1, 2 or 3 points, and teams take turns to choose a number and will win the amount of points for that square. If they're correct, no minus points. So, team Michael Collins, you get to go first as you are currently not winning. So, Michael Collins.
Did I spell it wrong?
Choose the number between 1 and 12.
We'll take number 5.
Beautiful.
Number 5 is worth 1 point. Born 1920, modern day Poland. Died 2005, Vatican City. Not the most difficult.
Yeah, I don't think.
Pope John Paul II.
It is Pope John Paul II. Yeah,
1 point.
That's a bit of a
The
gimme.
sequel. Yeah.
Team King Toot, pick a number.
1.
Number
Let's
1.
forget which one was taken and which wasn't. So let's go.
So this is a 3-pointer.
Hey.
Born 384 BC in modern day Greece, died 322 BC modern day Greece. So born 384 BC modern day Greece, died 322 BC modern day Greece.
One of the, like,
You basically have about 4 or 5 people to pick from.
Yeah.
I don't know, pick one.
Yeah, we go with Aristotle.
You're saying Aristotle. They are correct.
Oh.
3 points. Was that the first one you came up with?
I mean, he
the
said
first one,
Alphabetical?
Yep.
Also, he lived the longest.
Okay, I did. I
I
had
did
no
not
idea.
know that.
Okay, Michael Collins, pick a number.
4.
Number 4, this is worth 2 points. Born 1483, modern day Germany, died 1546, modern day Germany. 1483, modern day Germany, died 1546, modern day Germany.
It's got to be your man, Martin Luther.
Yeah.
We'll go with Martin Luther.
You're saying Martin Luther, you are correct, that is 2 points. Okay, King Toot, pick a number.
2.
Number 2, and this is a
Sorry.
this is a Toot pointer.
Hey.
Born circa 1412, modern day France, died 1431, modern day France. Born circa 1412, modern day France, died 1431, modern day France.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah. We go with that. Go with that.
All right. We'll try Joan of Arc.
You are correct, it is Joan of Arc, that is 2 points. Michael Collins, pick a number.
Number
1,
7.
2, 4 and 5 are gone. You're going 7. 1 pointer. Born in 1878 in Gori, which is in modern day Georgia. Died 1953 in the Soviet Union. So born 1878 in Gori, modern day Georgia. Died 53 Soviet Union.
Joan of Arc. We'll say Stalin.
You're saying Stalin, you are correct. That is 1 point. King Toot, pick a number.
I don't know what numbers. Is 12 taken? Oh, okay.
12 is
No,
still
go for
there.
it, sorry.
12 is still good.
Yeah, no,
12.
no.
Okay.
Okay. Born 1856.
How many points
My
is
points,
this?
yeah, sorry.
This is 12 is 1 point. Born 1856 in Croatia, died 1943 in the USA.
Oh, it's
Born 1856 Croatia, 1943
Yeah.
USA.
Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla, who must be sick of what's become of his name, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Number 3, Luke.
Number 3 is a 1 pointer.
Oh, yeah.
Born 1879, modern day Germany, died 1955 in the USA. 1879, modern day Germany, 1955, USA.
Yeah.
Ludwig von Einstein.
It is Einstein. Well done. That is 1 point. Ludwig von Joan of Arc, Mac Einstein. Okay, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. King Toot, your pick.
11.
11, 2-pointer. Born 1928, Argentina. Died 1967, Bolivia. Born 1928,
Yeah, I think we
Argentina.
know who this is.
1967, Bolivia.
Yeah.
This is a 3-pointer, by the way.
You said it was a 2-pointer.
You did it.
Did I? Sorry, it is a 3-pointer.
This is a
Oh, for
3-pointer?
Yeah, I know.
Fucking hell.
We would say Che Guevara. I don't know.
Che Guevara, you are
Guevara,
correct.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
3 points. It is 3 points. I misspoke on that. It's just because you guys are so good, you know. That's the thing.
I mean, okay.
Okay.
Feels like a 1-pointer.
Yeah, it does.
So
you
there's
know.
2 3-pointers and 2 2-pointers left. Okay, Michael Collins.
Number 6.
Number 6. This is worth 1 point. No, I'm just kidding. 3 points. Born 1818, modern day Germany. Died 1883, UK. Born 1818, modern day Germany. Died 1883, United Kingdom. You could do with this 3-pointer, to be honest.
We could, yeah. I don't know this one.
Okay, you're going to hazard a guess at
We're
something.
George of Hanover.
George of Hanover, incorrect. No points, but any ideas?
Many ideas. Maybe Wagner?
No, it's Karl Marx.
Oh yeah,
Karl
Marx.
Marx.
I didn't know he died in the UK.
Yeah.
That's why
No,
he's a
yeah,
three-pointer.
he went to the fuck.
Yeah. Okay, 8, 9, or 10, King Toot.
8.
This is a 3-pointer. Born circa 1460, modern day Portugal. Died 1524, modern day India. Born 1460, circa 1460, modern day Portugal. Died 1524, modern day
Maybe
India.
it's. I would say this is a better answer than that, but you could be.
Right, guys, you ready?
Okay, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
go with yours.
Okay, what you gonna go for?
Vasco da Gama.
It is Vasco da Gama. Very good. Ooh, that was tough.
Well, yeah. Wrong question.
Okay, 2 2-pointers left. 9 or 10? Which one?
Doesn't matter.
Number 9.
Number 9. Born 1819 in the UK. Died 1901 in the UK.
Yeah, I think we know this.
Born 1819 in the UK. Died 1901 in the UK.
Okay.
Queen Victoria.
You are correct. That is 2 points. Queen Victoria. And the last one is number 10. Born 1809 in the USA. Died 1865 in the USA. Born 1809 in the
I think
USA.
we know this.
your
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. I think we know this. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
is
Come
it-
on, man.
No, he died in Surrey.
Yeah. Is it
Indeed.
Abe Lincoln?
It is Abe Lincoln. That is 2
He's been
points.
destroyed in this round. Rift.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. He still
Yeah,
made 7
it's-
points.
Which is half what you made. So at the end of that round, King Toot picked up 14, they're on 36. Michael Collins picked up 7, they're on 27. So we move on to round number 5, which is close enough. The teams get 5 questions where they're not expected to know the answers, but the team with the closest answer gets 2 points. Both teams have the same answer, they each get 2 points, and a bonus third point if they get it bang on. Question number 1. How many films did Quentin Tarantino write and direct in the 2000s? So from the year 2000 to 2009, how many films did Quentin Tarantino write and direct in the 2000s? Question 2. Often described as the world's largest lake, the Caspian Sea is bordered by how many countries? Often described as the world's largest lake, how many countries border the Caspian Sea? Question number 3, and you are not allowed into the bathroom until we do the answers. It's relating to chemical elements, and there is a shower curtain of the periodic table in there. But how many chemical elements begin with the letter N? How many chemical elements begin with the letter N?
Just a sub note, you need to change that curtain. It's been there for fucking years.
I know. Question 4. In what year did Nike introduce the slogan, "Just Do It"? In what year did Nike introduce the slogan, "Just Do It"? Question 5, last question. How many studio albums has Taylor Swift released? As of April 2025, how many studio albums has Taylor Swift released?
Fuck, I'm not a Swiftie.
So let's get to the answers to round 5. King Toot, how many films did Tarantino write and direct in the 2000s that were released in from 2000 to 2009, you said?
3.
And team Michael Collins, you said?
4.
It is 4.
I did
Kill
say
Bill
that.
1,
Yeah.
Kill Bill 2, Death Proof, and Inglorious Bastards.
So that's the random one that no
Yeah,
one knows.
yeah.
Okay, Michael Collins. How many countries border the Caspian Sea? You guys said.
5.
And King Toot, you said.
5.
You're both correct. That is 3 points each. Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Russia, Azerbaijan, and Iran.
Oh yeah.
King Toot. How many chemical elements begin with the letter N? You guys said.
7.
7. And Michael Collins.
We said 3.
3. It's 8. 2 points to King Toot.
Good call.
Neodymium, neon, neptunium, nickel, nihonium, niobium, nitrogen, and nobelium.
We were doing it by
Nobelium,
symbols,
yeah,
not rather than the
NO.
names of the thing.
Yeah.
We were thinking of the letter Q.
Neonium, yeah, that's
quite far off.
Okay, Michael Collins. What year did Nike introduce the slogan "Just Do It"? You guys said
They released it in 1979.
79, and King Toot, you said.
I think I messed it up. It wasn't. It was the swoosh, and maybe not the.
Just
Just
go for
anyway,
it, yeah,
we
yeah.
said 1955.
You said 55, and you guys said 79. You seem quite certain about that.
No, it's just fake.
Because I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to check this. 1988. So 2 points for Michael Collins there, much needed. And King Toot, are you guys Swifties?
No.
Okay. How many studio albums did you say?
We guessed 8.
8. And Michael Collins, any Swifties amongst you?
We obviously think she was more prolific, and we went with 16.
8, 16. Correct answer is 11. So that would be King Toot.
Yeah.
Picking up
I was thinking
those
around
2
12,
points.
but then I was like, I don't.
So at the end of that round, King Toot picked up 7. They're on 43. Michael Collins
There
picked
we
up
go.
8. They're on 35. So one more round to go. It's doable. There can't be a tie. But Michael Collins, have you got it in you?
If you would like to support the podcast, you can do so on buymeacoffee.com. It will help buy more equipment so we can make the podcast even better. You can support either once or as a regular member. Everyone who supports will get a shout out on the podcast, and regular members will get access to the first never before heard pilot and will be invited to take part in an episode. It doesn't matter where in the world you are, we can make it happen online. You can find the Buy Me a Coffee link and contact details for the pod on the show notes, or search for Inquizition Pod on buymeacoffee.com. Thank you. Now back to the show.
So we move into the final round, which is grab your historical figure, not literally. The teams are given 11 questions. First team to shout the name of their historical figure. So Toot or Mike gets to answer. Only the person who calls can answer. 2 points for a correct answer, no minus points. But if you take too long, it'll go back and forth. And if you call mid-question, I may expect you to answer. Everyone ready to go?
Yeah.
Question number 1. Which Taylor Swift album has the same name as her year of
Mike.
birth? Mike.
1989.
1989, that is 2 points. Question number 2. What is the proper name for the Nike logo?
Mike.
Toot.
Swoosh.
It is the swoosh. 2 points to King Toot. Question number 3. Alphabetically, what is the last capital city on the Danube?
Mike.
Yep.
I said that too early. I didn't hear what you said.
Alphabetically,
Toot,
the last.
you know?
Yep. Last capital city on the Danube alphabetically.
Vienna.
Yep. It is Vienna. That is 2 points to King Toot. Question 4. What was the first film directed by Tarantino in the 2000s? King Toot.
Reservoir Dogs.
No, in the 2000s.
Mike.
Yep.
Kill Bill.
It was the first Kill Bill
Listen
film.
to
Question number 5. What is the 10th month of the year?
Dude.
Yep, King Toot. Tejas?
Mike.
November.
Too slow.
October.
Yeah, 2 points to Michael.
Sorry,
Collins.
Pressure. Yeah.
Question number 6. Lake Titicaca is surrounded by Peru and which other country?
Toot.
I was Mike first.
Peru and Bolivia.
It is Bolivia, yeah. 2 points. Question number 7. What is the surname of the Levi's founder?
Toot.
Mike.
Surname
Yeah.
is
Too slow.
Levi's.
Levi.
Mike.
Levi.
No.
Strauss.
It is Strauss.
Of course. Good grief.
Question number 8. Complete the film quote. I am serious and...
Mike.
And... Yep.
Don't call me Shirley.
Don't Call Me Shirley is from Airplane. Very good. Also was on a recent enough episode. Question number 9. Who played Vivian Ward in Pretty Woman?
Good.
I think it was Mike first.
Come on, dude.
Oh God.
Too slow. Passing it across.
It was.
Can I?
Oh.
Yep.
Mike.
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts.
Wait,
well
he's
done.
doing his?
No, because it was.
You were too long, it was passed across.
Either of
So
them.
for the both of them.
I call shenanigans.
You can call whoever you want, but if they're not going to answer.
Mr.
Question number
Shenanigans,
10.
I'd like to give you a call.
Question number 10. Who assassinated Abe Lincoln? Mike.
John Wilkes Booth.
John Wilkes Booth, correct. And question number 11. What is the collective noun for flamingo? Mike.
Flamboyance.
Flamboyance.
Yeah,
Ooh,
they fucking won.
That was tense. That was tense. Let me do the math.
Damn it.
Oh, and wow, Joel gets one back back over on Kuba. So at the end of that, that was exciting. King Toot picked up 6. They're on 49. King Michael Collins. Well, you are the king of this episode. Picked up 16. They are 51. So Joel and Simon are this week's or this episode's masters of the Inquisition. Well done.
That was
Commiserations to Kuba and to Tejas.
All right.
I
It was
know
fun.
some of those were quite close. Any disputes on the? I think it was fair enough.
I like a good underdog story.
Okay, so at the end of all that, anyway, Tejas and Kuba, thank you very much for taking part. Fine competitors as always. But Joel and Simon, excellent stuff today. You are the masters of the Inquisition, as I said. Thank you for taking part, and everyone at home, thank you for listening. Check us out and buy me a coffee if you want to support the podcast. Other than that, take care. See you in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Croatia?
You said Italy.
We'll go wild on this one. Germany.
Your favorite? Andorra?
Dublin.
Ginger Rogers.
It wouldn't be my guess.
1 save point.
Now we feast.
The Inquisition. It's acceptable for them to shout Mike in the last round. So if you do go for a longer name, you can.
No, this is good. No, yeah.
Please don't be Hitler.
Michael Collins. You know.
It wasn't a Hitler salute.
Okay. Yeah. King.
So King Tutankhamen.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're.
I don't think we're not going to say that entire.
No, you have to say Tutankhamen and full name.
Fuck's
In Egyptian. It's a joke. You can say Tut. And
You
we'll
need
say
to draw hieroglyphics when you want to answer.
So we have to say Tutankhamen every time we want to answer.
No, you can say
Yes.
Do you say Tut?
Yes,
Thank
Tejas,
God.
you do.
I'm not going to. Yeah, and you guys, you're going to say Collins, probably.
Mike.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
when I fart, does it count as a toot?
It does.
Yes.
But it doesn't.
I
I mean, it's
don't
probably
know
a
which of
whiskey,
those
not a
3 it
beer.
is.
What would Michael Collins do? He'd compromise and answer half the question.
Or he'd just sit in the lunar orbiter and just watch everybody else get stuff done.
We're starting this new movement that Michael Collins is lazy. Just sat there. The other 2 fucking did something.
Must have been weird, like, I went all the way to the moon. You want to come out? Nah, staying in the car.
I don't want to put my socks on. So much trouble.
It just looks so boring, so grey and dusty.
Because I wonder on the way back, like, were Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, like, do you know what we've done and you haven't? We've walked on the moon. And Buzz Aldrin is like, I've also peed on the moon. He was the first man to pee on the moon. I played golf on the moon. And Michael Collins, what have you done? Nothing. You sat in this controller doing nothing. In what decade did the film Pretty Woman come out? I've always wondered why that's so popular. Basically, it's about a hooker who got lucky.
Cinderella.
Why?
Is it? Was she a hooker?
No, I don't.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a Cinderella story.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you playing Spin the Bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a music question.
Listeners can't see, but we already don't have our trousers on.
Yes, our first pantless episode of the Inquisition.
Yeah.
We knew all of yours, and they were
And
not
almost none of
worth
ours.
Yeah.
Do you know the story of top dog and bottom dog? No, but where it comes from? It's a real story. So you have the long saw. You have a long saw, 2 men on a long saw, right? And you're trying to cut a big piece of wood. The guy on top gets less dust on him, and he's considered the top dog.
Wait, how does a long saw work? I think it's
You have two men. One is elevated, the other man is kind of like this, and they're both pushing you down. So the underdog is the guy at the bottom getting all the crap on him, and the top dog is the guy who gets no crap on him. So that's where it's top dog and underdog.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. So you were you're the dogs in the first. Anyway, I'm so surprised we won that because that's very, very fortunate.
What clothing company has the slogan "Quality never goes out of style"? So you weren't paying attention to the episodes of the Inquisition, bastards.